Hi everybody, Randy Boissonneau, Member of Parliament for Edmonton Centre here. I want to take a few moments and talk with you about something that concerns all of us, the Trans Mountain expansion project led by Kinder Morgan. One of the first things that I did when I was elected as Member of Parliament was set up the Energy and Environment Caucus inside our National Caucus, because I understood how important bringing the environment together with energy was for our modern economy. I knew that effective environmental and energy policy was critical to our country's growth, and we've seen how important that is based on Kinder Morgan's announcement and all of the press conferences that have followed this weekend. But let me be clear about a few things. I'm a proud Albertan. I'm a proud Liberal. I'm a business person, and I have operated that business in good times and in bad times. And there's absolutely no debate that the oil sands are essential to Canada's economy. It is responsible for tens of thousands of jobs, not only in Alberta, but from coast to coast to coast. My dad and brother worked in the oil sands. I have visited the oil sands many times, and I have met the women and men who work very hard to keep this critical industry to Canada's success growing. Now, I've spoken to those employees about their futures and about their fears and preoccupations. And their hopes for the future are pinned on expanding this pipeline to the coast. Our government approved the Kinder Morgan pipeline after a vigorous environmental assessment and a consultation process that found that the project was safe and in the national interest. This project will create 15,000 jobs during construction and up to 500 jobs a year after that. It will break the tidewater gap that keeps Canada from getting our oil resources to new markets. It's part of the foundation of our National Climate Change Accord, and it comes with a $1.5 billion oceans protection plan to protect the coastline that we care about. This project is in Canada's, not just Alberta's, interest, and it is the federal government and no other order of government that has the power to approve a pipe project like Trans Mountain. That decision has been made, and no province is entitled to or has the authority to block the building of an interprovincial project that has been found to be in the national interest. The government of John Horgan must end all threats of delay to the Trans Mountain expansion. The actions of the BC government are putting the stability and growth of the entire Canadian economy at risk. It is essential to get our natural resources to tidewater to access markets beyond the United States. Canada is only able to sell our oil products to one buyer, and that forces us to sell that product at a deep discount, costing the Alberta government alone $5 million a day, and costing the Canadian economy billions of dollars each year. Despite economic need and the rigorous process that Trans Mountain passed, despite the thousands of jobs that it would create in the province and across the country, the BC government irresponsibly continues to threaten to delay this project. Enough is enough. This pipeline must be built, and it will get built. For years, I have reminded members of the Conservative Party that their opposition to needed environmental protections is wrong, that it is essential that we not choose between growing our economy and protecting our environment. Premier Horgan is making that exact same mistake. He is falsely saying that our future is a choice between our environment and our economy. In doing so, he is not only sending a clear signal that discourages investment confidence in the Canadian economy, he is placing the entire Canadian climate change plan at risk. He is claiming, despite all evidence and reason, that Canadians cannot safely and responsibly transport our resources to needed markets. He is wrong. There are those that are calling for action and not just words. Let me be clear on two things. One, this government has already taken actions to ensure that this project gets built. And two, we are prepared to take further action to ensure that a resolution is reached by the May 31st deadline that Kinder Morgan has set. Our government approved this project. We have defended this project in court, where the project has already been upheld 14 times. When municipalities in the lower mainland of BC attempted to pass bylaws for no purpose other than to disrupt construction, the Conservative Party pronounced the project dead. Our government responded directly by creating a process at the National Energy Board that allowed Kinder Morgan to get the green light to go ahead. As a result, construction on the terminal for the pipeline has already started. As a result of pressure from our government and the government of Alberta, BC has shelved their disturbing and unconstitutional attempts to restrict tanker traffic in the courts rather than implementing them. The threats of the BC government must end, and the federal government reserves all options and are keeping all options on the table to stop them. BC politicians can continue to try to fight political battles that undermine the national interest, but make no mistake, the time for threatening investors and the Alberta energy sector must come to an end. As the Prime Minister, Minister Carr, Minister McKenna, Minister Sohi, and I have stated, this pipeline is going to get built, and we will use all options at our disposal and work with all of our partners to get this work done.